Welcome back to Randomize LIVENODING. In this episode, I will be doing another improvisation using 2D random shapes. Okay, so let's get started. So similar method, we start with a shape. You can start with a circle, or I will be just using n-gon. And let's quickly create viewer output. So this is n-gon, and we can randomize. And if you turn on this R and P randomize, you can have all kind of different shapes already. Okay, cool. So let's save it. So this is random improv. So we can use something that's quite interesting. It's something called bevel. But with the bevel, we need to turn on vertex mode. So plug this in, plug in there. So by default, it's doing nothing. Increase the amount, and you can see it's doing the bevel. So that's kind of nice, and you can increase the segment, and you get something that's more rounded. That's cool. There's also something that I want to show you. If you use something like list input, for example, we have, this is 5-sided n-gon, right? So if we plug this into the vertices mask, it goes back to normal. But as soon as you turn on this on and off, you can see it's starting to get bevel. Not too, the bevel, you need to be careful not too much, otherwise it's broken. So just a little bit, it's gonna give you this rounded corner. So this list input, the list input can be random. So random number between 0 and 1, size of 5, plug this into vertices mask, and you actually have something that kind of like a shapes that with a random rounded corner. So that's pretty cool. This number size is dependent on this n size. Okay, so use a number, maybe number 3, and plug this into this guy and plug this into this guy. Right. So we have something. You can see the round corner can be random, and this shapes is also can be randomized. And on top of this, I will use the mirror techniques that we learned before. This mirror and turn on bisect, and also you can turn on flip. So if we plug in frame into the seed, oops. Yeah, this value, not too much. Maybe that's for later, but you can see we started to get all kind of these random but interesting shapes. Maybe be careful with this rounded corner. Increase the size radius. Yeah, but as long you are careful, but sometimes it does, you know, you get like overlapping shapes and Blender doesn't like it. But you suddenly have some kind of shapes generator, and sometimes it actually looks like a character. Like this, for example. Yeah, it's a could be a silhouette of a character. So this is the first level. There is something really cool actually in Blender. I mean, in Scratch add-on, there's something called Merge2D. This one is actually really cool and very powerful nodes. This one, Merge2D, if you have square and you have another shape, it's gonna try to make sense of it. Kind of sometimes can fix this kind of overlapping. For now, however, I will be using Merge2D Lite. If you have basically, I'm gonna create random. So random vector and I will randomize the position of these shapes. Maybe I get rid of the mirror for now, otherwise it's getting too complicated. And I'm gonna reduce these shapes. Keep it simple for now. And then let's say bevel Merge2D. Like, okay, we need multiple values, so we're gonna use matrix apply. This is our shapes. This is our randomizations. This is gonna be the output. You can see. Okay, so say I have 10 of this and randomize. This is what we get. You can flatten it. We are flattening it. They're overlapping and they're all the same shapes. Okay, the shapes actually can be different if you randomize the seed over here. You see, this is random shapes, and you can further randomize from here, and you can randomize the position also, right? This is totally random, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Let's use our Merge2D Lite. Hopefully this works and doesn't crash. File, save as this there. Turn off join. Oh, okay. It does actually work. Time to time it works, and I was expecting this merge mesh to put everything together. Okay, we need to join it apparently, and be careful with this. So look at this. This shape is overlapping, but this is also clean. Stretch of nodes does all the hard work. Now, for every frame, it's gonna generate these random shapes. Occasionally, it gives error. Okay, so occasionally it's get confused. Okay, that's too many overlap. I cannot create your shapes. That's okay. Now we have a lot of control here. Sometimes leaving a little bit of gap is okay. This is our random shapes. Like I said, this is actually pretty clean. You go to edit mode, you can see, select face. I mean, you can extrude and do all sort of things. Right? For me, I like to mirror it. And then I like to turn on bisect, and sometimes I flip it, but there you go. This is another kind of like a shape generator. Time to time, this guy's gonna complain. Okay, red doesn't like it, doesn't like the shapes, but that's okay. You can also randomize the seed for the round corner thing. I mean, you don't need this round corner, but sometimes it gives you kind of like a nice variations. You see this round corner there, without, and with just a little bit of round corner, it's gonna change the look. It's kind of because that's a bevel. Okay, now we really have something. I mean, this is flat shape, but you can kind of work with flat, and then you apply the mirror, and suddenly you have something to work with here. If you're good I mean, you can experiment with this method. Okay, this is extruding on the normal, so that's kind of nice, and you might end up with some kind of idea for character, robot character, or something, or ships, or plane. I mean, you're not limited to anything. You can always solidify, create duplicates, right? If you're happy with the shape, you keep it, and you stack it. Maybe you can create something out of it. Okay, so mirror, bisect on. If you go crazier, you can have multiple symmetry. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. See, you end up with all kind of unusual shapes. And this is probably only a start of something else in the future, alright? So hopefully you find this interesting and useful. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.